Um, Remember Meghna from Jaane To Ya Jaane Na? She loved playing a game called What's This? She would imagine everyday things as something else and give them a romantic illusion. A cement mixture is a giant that has swallowed a little boy. A handcart is a rocket launcher. I have a very special guest with me today. Even though her name is Aditi, she loves the game What's This? She finds the art between, she finds the art hidden in routine and joy in life. Aditi is a visual storyteller. She says it's easier for her to weave stories better and she enjoys the process much more. So, petals of a flower become a dress, cherries are butterflies, and grapes are balloons. Welcome, Aditi Didi, to our channel.
Thank you very much, Purva. My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So I read your stories. They are so beautiful. I could so easily connect with them. I was looking at your photographs as well. Like you turned cookies into a Christmas tree, and Bali mithai became diya, and a computer mouse became a teapot. I mean, I was so awed. It was just so amazing. How did the Addie the storyteller was born?
Okay, I mean, not planned, and I don't think that I'm an artist in true sense because I feel that art is in our daily routine. It's around us everywhere, every day. Everything is art. It's just that how you comprehend things. It makes people think you're artist or not. But I was working in IT sector, uh, you know, and obviously I had a cabin where I used to work alone, and obviously, you know how the hierarchy is: don't mingle much, you know, do your work, let your subordinates do their work. I got bored sometimes because I'm a talkative person. I like to go and talk to people, but you know how the norms, unspoken norms. So I started like I used to. My mom used to be very kind to give me a lot of fruits in a in a box and lunch separately and stuff. When I lived there in Hyderabad with my family. So one fine lunch afternoon, I was so bored with all the sales pitches and all, and I just missed. The little fun part there. So I started playing with my fruit box, not like I'm not wasting it, obviously. So I started I started seeing things in it. And I started drawing and randomly started posting it to my friends and Facebook, and people started reading it. And they said, "Oh, my kids love it." Some of the people would comment, "Why don't you store all your stories one place so that we don't have to go towards all your feed and they can just read it one place?" And I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I just created a Facebook page, Addie the Storyteller, and then I started like making more stories. My lunch became very fruitful, literally. And then
Uh,
the fruits expanded to more other things, like that's how mouse came into picture as well. So anything around me started playing around, and uh, it's just like when we were kids. I'm sure we all do it and did it probably. When we look at clouds, we see faces and stuff. So same way, it just translated into things around me. And lunchtime was never boring. I was always writing or creating something just for me, to be honest. And one day when I had this page and somebody contacted me that would you come in Hyderabad? Would you come and teach kids this art and tell them art of storytelling? I'm like, are you sure? Because I just do it for myself. I'm no artist, and I believe it. I'm no artist because I just translate things, and I'm very grateful to people who encourage me. And that's how Addie the storyteller, I guess, was born.
Definitely you are an artist because it is so difficult to write. Like I enjoy reading, I try to write, but it has to flow very beautifully. It just doesn't happen. It is a little difficult. Any three advice that you would like to give to the young uh, writers of today?
So the first advice is write, write, and write. There is no structure to it. There is no right and wrongs. you don't have to have amazing vocabulary. If people say, oh, you need to have brilliant writing skills, you need to have a great grammar. No, writing is just expressing. Once you express it, it's okay. You don't have to always have the perfect grammar vocabulary. It's okay. You'll get it through, it'll be all right. The second is again, write. I always tell without any, sense of prejudice or, any kind of inhibitions, right? And I know it's going to be repetitive. Third is also right. So there is, one of my favorite authors is Paulo Coelho. He's a Brazilian writer, and I started reading his blogs, and I wanted to know what does he tell about writing. So I'm stealing this one from him because he had only one advice: write. There could be no advice either. It's just like you know how to write, you know your thoughts, can pen it down if you like it.
Okay, I think that's a great advice. It's basically never give up, just keep writing.
Yeah, if you like to write it, just write it.
And right now you're living in London, and you have also done your masters from the UK, but you have not continued it as your career. Instead, you are working with your husband in a restaurant in London. So what happened?
Yeah, I get there. It's like a very interesting question close to my heart. So I live in Nottingham, which is not exactly a little far from London, but I did study in UK. I did my master's, you're right. I did from in Leicester. I did my MBA, which like very sought after degree, especially. I did it because everybody did it. I was expected to do masters, and I didn't know what to do, to be honest, and I just followed the, what do you call, the herd. Like, everybody was going that way, I would go that way, because obviously I didn't have an engineering background. If I did engineering, I would be doing MS then, like everybody else. But yeah, because I come from a commerce background, so I ended up doing MBA. But I didn't know, to be honest, why I chose, because everybody. I don't have any regrets, because you learn more than books when you travel and you're by yourself in a different country. So and there was no career guide that time when I went for masters, and I wish I had something like you guys offer, like psychometric test, because I did take it just out of curiosity, say about a couple years ago, to see what it comes. And it did suggest me that I should have taken arts or some kind of, like, that's that way forward. So I wish I had something like that, and I genuinely mean it, because sometimes you don't know who to ask. Sometimes you don't know what you're feeling or what your strengths are, and obviously at that age, you don't want to think much, because you're not sure about your thoughts. You just want to see, okay, this person is doing MBA, got a great job, great money, let's go. A long-term benefit or your own, like, that comes with experience, or by counseling, or maybe somebody telling you. So I ended up doing that. I'm not saying that is not a great degree, but don't do it if you don't want to do it. You don't have to do it. I could have rather just do something else. But yeah, I did work. I mean, I did make use of my degree. So I did work in companies, corporate culture for a long time. But then obviously I ended up and in 2018, no, 2017, I gave up my corporate career to pursue storytelling. I did loads of workshop in Hyderabad. I did get a lot of invite from other metro cities as well, but for me, Hyderabad was still, like, there was a lot of workshops going on. So I continued, and obviously then moved to England and got married and stuff. And now I do run with my husband. I run a, I'm saying I run a husband. I do literally run a restaurant with my husband. It's an Indian fine dining. So yeah, it's a new field. I do have a day job as well. I keep it because I believe that when you are in a new country, you need to keep busy, and also when you have a a day job, which I really enjoy as well, it keeps you busy. You get to know people, and something that you enjoy is good. So yeah, like I said, there you should have open. Like when I was doing my masters, I probably would have not done my masters then.
That is true. Like even I have taken psychometric test 2 years ago because even I was stuck. I didn't know what to do. So that definitely helped me as well.
Okay, that's great.
So, what are some of the do's and don'ts for students, especially the Indian students, while studying in UK?
There are few things from my experience I'll share. Uh, when you come to the country, have an open mind because more than books, and it's an experience. Try to learn about the local culture. And when I came, I'll tell you, like, we make a community that we need to be among our people, which is great. But try to step out and learn things while you're there. Travel a lot while you can, because then the corporate culture won't give you enough leaves. So if you have time, try to explore local places. Go a lot. Learn to cook. It's a best survival skill. I didn't know, and I struggled. I know now, but I really struggled. Um, it's important that if you had you, it doesn't matter if you're a well-to-do family or you have enough money. It's a very good thing to work. Like, we from Indian mentality, some people work and we think that, oh, we don't need to work 20 hours, like, odd jobs and all. That's the Indian, we don't work in India. But it's a great job. I didn't work and I regret it, because I thought, oh, I don't need to. But it's very important that if you get an opportunity as a student, make your own pocket money, learn to bear your own expenses. It's a good practice, and I would encourage everybody, even not international students, if you are also in India and you're working, your parents are paying for you, you have a bank loan, whatever. But if you can get an evening job, 20 hours a week, if you can work and bear your expenses, it's a great habit. That's something West teaches us, and it's very, very I think the best practice we should really adopt.
This is so insightful. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Yeah, and lastly, I would say, because I'm here, I'm right now in my house, but everybody who's watching it, please wear the mask. Stay at home. I know that we are not in the great phase at the moment. And I haven't really written a lot of stories, but I do plan to write. But yes, you can go back and I can recycle my stories, go back and read if you haven't, or just write your own. That's what I'll say, everyone.
Thank you so much. Yes, masks are important, and especially right now, India is opening up, and the cases are increasing now because it's opening up. So, mask is really important.
Yeah, very important.
Thank you so much. I'm going to stop recording.